If you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, you're probably feeling pretty good about your team walking into this year. You have virtually the same roster you did last year with some minimal upgrades, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You brought back all the key free agents you needed to. Your best players aren't getting wildly older. This is a very good Super Bowl caliber team, but very good Super Bowl caliber teams often maximize their drafts, especially in their window, to make that leap to actually win a ring. And the Ravens have a very good opportunity to do that this year. When you look at what they need in the draft this year, all four of these needs, honestly, probably equally distributed across the roster. I don't think there's any glaring need on this team right now. I think edge rusher, at least in the early rounds, probably priority number one because that's where the best ones go. But they could use a good edge rusher to help out along the defensive line. Outside of that, you get some DB depth, maybe another corner who's very familiar in the man world. You get an offensive guard to be your sixth offensive lineman. The reality with the guard positions with the Ravens right now, though, they just don't have a ton of depth there. So getting some depth there and then maybe a wide receiver prospect if you like. Another very fascinating thing here with the Ravens. I think they could take their backup quarterback here. I like Cooper Rush, but when you look at what he does compared to what the Ravens system is, it's not really a perfect match, in my opinion. I'm going to be very fascinated to see where Jalen Milroe falls in this draft. Tyler Show as well, but Jalen Milroe in this draft, very fascinated. And they have a ton of picks. Like, here's the reality. They got a lot of picks. 4 sixth-round picks. That is trade-up material, guys. That is trade-up material. But here, round 4, 129 and 136, multiple picks there. That is what's going to be packaged if they want to move up in the early round. So as we get into this mock draft, I'm going to go a little bit slower because I'm going to want to make trades. I'm the Ravens. I see a player I like. I know I need to get him stat because my window is now. I can't waste time. Let's get into this mock draft again. There is a link in the description for all of these mock drafts. If you guys don't want to watch this, want to make your own, you can click the link in the description. Again, I have mock drafts for every single NFL team. Some are out, some are coming out up until the NFL draft. So I'm going to go a little bit slower this time around. But we are the Baltimore Ravens here, picking at 27 with our first round pick. Let's start this draft. I will wait to see what happens in the first few rounds here, the first few picks here, excuse me. So the first 10 picks, Abdul Carter is obviously off the board, but no big edge rushers off the board here. Shamar Stewart goes, okay, here's a big run on edge rushers. Shamar Stewart, Michael Williams, Jalen Walker, okay, Mike Green, Matthew Golden, Will Johnson, Jihaad Campbell, Donovan Izarauku, I can't pronounce his name, goes off the board at 20. Malachi Starks, Kenneth Grant, Tyler Booker, Colson Loveland. Okay, Gray Zabel goes, and we are on the clock at 27. So we could get Luther Burden, we could get James Pierce, but I do think there's some other fascinating prospects that could come in and immediately help our team, especially at that defensive back position. So right now, we are looking at safeties. A guy like Xavier Watts, a guy like Nicky Manwari may be able to come in and be a day one starter, can do a lot of different things. I especially look at a guy like Watts, who's just played a ton of different spots. He's played a ton of snaps at nickel, so you can let Marlon Humprhey play on the outside, although Humphrey's been better on the inside. You can go play safety. He can play deep. He can play in the box. He can do a lot of different things. And he's a very, very good coverage safety, You can see the grade here, but he can do so many different things. I would love Xavier Watts, but the reality is we may be able to stack up and get a pick or two if we wait. Let's see who's trying to trade up with us. The Tennessee Titans are trying to get up there. Okay, so what would the Titans be able to give us to move up? Can we get a second-round pick next year? Maybe third-round pick. We have a lot of picks over here. So what if we gave a fourth-round pick this year for next year's second with the Tennessee Titans team that may not be that good? It would probably be an upgrade for us. We're moving down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots with the Lions potentially taking a DB, the Commanders potentially taking a DB, the Bills potentially taking a DB, the Eagles potentially taking a DB. Who'd the Browns take it to? Let's see. They took Shedeur Sanders, okay. So there's a lot of DB-needy teams. Do we take the risk? If we don't get a DB, we just go edge rusher? I think that's probably what we do if we can make this trade work. Okay, this trade was not accepted. What about a swap? Round 3 swap in 26. Nothing, no. Okay, what about... So 35 for 27, move down 8 spots. We want that second-round pick next year. That's the bottom line. This could be a huge break for us because if the Titans are a bottom 10 team, we're going to have a top 40 pick in addition to our first-round pick next year. What about a round 5 for round 6 swap? No. What about an extra pick this year? Because we have so many picks. Then a round 3 swap. Okay, so round 3 swap, 212, 183 for a second round pick next year. They really want to move up. Titans really like their guy. Let's see if they do it. Okay, there we go. So we are down on the clock at 35. We get a second round pick next year, which is great. Let's see who goes off the board. So they traded up for James Pierce. Look at this, guys. No DBs off the board here. So we can take Xavier Watson. Again, we do that while also getting a second round pick next year. A great pick for the Baltimore Ravens here. We're going to be on the clock at 59. Again, we may want to trade up. Let's see who's off the board. So Jackson Dart's off the board at 34. We can keep looking to see any offensive linemen, any, I guess, edge rushers now that we really like. Landon Jackson goes off the board. Siobhan Ravel's off the board. We don't need DB, though. We're good on DB. Did Luther Burden go? I assume he did, right? Ooh, is Luther Burden not gone yet? No, he went to 38 to the Patriots. Nicky Manwari went right after Xavier Watts. Okay, we're going to be on the clock here. I don't think we need to trade up any drastic changes there. We're on the clock at 59. So Shamar Turner, defensive interiors there. Elijah Arroyo, we're good at the tight end position. Jared Ivey's a guy I really like. Very athletic pass rusher, like a true pin your ears back, go get the quarterback type guy. That may be the pick here. Let's look at who's available in the guard world too. Who wants to trade up? The Jets want to trade up. I don't want to trade down 14 spots. I'd rather get Jared Ivey here. Ariante Isuri is available. Again, all left tackle snaps. And when you look at the Ravens depth chart again, we are pretty good. Obviously, they just re-signed Ronnie Stanley. Right now, we need interior offensive line help more than anything else. And we can get that in later rounds. That's usually how it goes. But I think Jared Ivey is not a no-brainer pick here, but is the pick here. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't think we need to go running back. When you're looking at quarterbacks, again, Jalen Milroe is a guy we want to keep our eye on. He may be there for us at 91. But let's see who else is available across the board here. Because, again, we don't really need anything. Demetrius Knight is a very, very good player. Do we put him next to Roquan Smith? Like, is that the way we go? Or do we get a true edge rusher? Because I thought, as the year went on at least, the Ravens linebacker play was very good. And they haven't really needed that, like, that Patrick Queen next to Roquan Smith, at least in the second half of the year last year. Like, you didn't miss him. It was clear to see with the Ravens. I think we get an edge rusher. And I think we feel a need to get the pin your ears back guy, go get after the quarterback. Jared Ivey is the pick here, but we are going to take it very slow here, just in case we see anybody. So Demetrius Knight goes at 62, in case we see anybody that we want to trade up and get. I'm not really seeing anything crazy right now. Dylan Sampson goes. Okay, so Milroe went at 75. We weren't going to get up to 75 to get him. That's okay. So right now, obviously, we want to try and get – I don't know. I'm going to keep waiting and seeing what's available right now. Terrence Ferguson goes. Chris Paul, look at that. Chris Paul goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, so we're going to be on the clock at 91 here. We're going to take the Kevin Winston Jr. is staring me in the face. He was so good in 2023 before he tore his ACL. Was it ACL? I believe it was ACL, but yeah, partially torn ACL. We just got Xavier Watts, though. I mean, somebody's going to want to get up and get him here, right? Indy at 117 is the next one, though. Like, Tate Ratledge is a very good guard that could come in, and again, not necessarily be our day one starter, but could come in and start if needed. God, Kevin Winston Jr. is just like flat out the best player on the board here, though. That's what scares me. We got our DB, though. We don't really need DB that bad. Do we fill needs? Who's available in the receiver world, too? Tez Johnson is a guy I think he is fast. Like, athletically, he is fast. He's fast. He can beat man. He can be that other slot guy. I think that would really benefit this Ravens team. Here's what I think we do. I think we take the best player on the board here who fits our need, which is Tate Ratledge. But very, very slowly, I think we're going to take a look at the next couple picks and see if we can trade back up to get Tez Johnson. Because look at this, guys. We have 176, 203, 210, 243. We have so many picks. So let's take Tate Ratledge here, get our offensive line depth. We need it really bad. You need guys to unseat it. And when you look at Ratledge, right, it's been all right guard. So he's played on the right side, but he's very good in run blocking, very good pass. He can do everything. Like, he is good in everything. He's solid. He can do a lot of different things. We'll take Tate Ratledge, but I'm going to go very slow here, see if we can trade up and get Tez Johnson. Okay. So the Browns are on the clock. The Browns could use a receiver. They took a defensive interior, a tackle, and Shedeur Sanders. I have a funny feeling they're going to take a receiver. Let's see. No, they take another tackle. Okay, weird. Who in this little area does not need a receiver? That's the real question. Minnesota probably, right? Let's see if we can get up with Minnesota, or what it would take to get up with Minnesota. Okay, so all we have is 129 to really offer them. They probably would want some more picks this year, though, right? We may have to wait a little bit. I don't think the Rams need a receiver too. We can wait a little bit. Let's just hope he doesn't go. Okay. Tez Johnson still has not gone yet, unless my eyes deceive me. He's still not gone. He's going to go right around here, though. And the Browns are going to have to get a receiver eventually. The Titans, too. Who have the Lions taken? Because the Lions could also use a receiver. That's important to know. They took Ariante Ursary. The first round, they took Walter Nolan. We got to get up now to get him. I think we got to get up now to get him. So let's see if we can work something out with the Rams. So all we have is 129. I mean, they are – look at this, guys. We have round 2 and round 3 from Tennessee next year. But we do we want to give up 136? That's probably what it would take. 190 and 243, not going to happen. 210, not going to happen. 203, not going to happen. All right, so right now, 101 for 129 and 136 has a 44% chance to be accepted. We're basically giving them 2 swings at the bat in the middle rounds, which the Rams really like, to get Tez Johnson. I think we do it. I think we're going to try it. There's a 44% chance this trade is accepted. Let's see what they say. Okay, so it's not accepted, so we got to give him something else. I don't care about 243 that much, but that's going to go through, like, almost guaranteed. So I wonder, what about a 202 and 210 swap? That's not going to work. Man. 201, no. What about 203 and 202 swap? 48% chance. Let's try that. Let's try that, because we're jumping up 1 spot in the 6th round. Try that. Okay. We may just have to give him 243. It's at the very end of the draft. We may just have to bite the bullet here. What if we got their 6th rounder? That's not happening. 7th rounder. Okay. What about a swap next year? We're just going to take all the Titans picks. No, they don't want that swap. Man. The Titans pick is more valuable, though, I think, than the Rams pick, right? Round 4 swap. I don't know. I would like – we're going to be better than the Rams, I think. So a swap should hypothetically benefit us. I mean, the Tennessee round 5, though, like, that's going to be a leap. Tennessee's not going to be good. That could be a top – I mean, that could be a top 10 pick in the 5th round, which is almost a 4th round pick. Do we take that risk, though? Give them our pick and take Tennessee's. We're basically jumping up 20-ish spots next year. I don't know. This is tough, guys. This is really tough. Because they have you know what? I think we're going to move on. Let's try to get up with the Lions now. Let's try to get up with the Lions, see if they're at least a little more inclined to trade. 136, okay, so that'd be a 63% chance that's accepted. Can we get another pick, though? That's the question. Can we get 228 with this? Let's try. No? Okay, they don't want it. Let's see. Because Tez Johnson is still on the board right now. That's the bottom line. Tez Johnson's still on the board. We can still go get him. And we really want him. What if they gave us 196 and we gave him 203? Okay. Here, this is interesting. So jumping up 7 spots while also giving him 136 to get Tez Johnson. I mean, I think we got to do it, right? Do they say no to this? All right, we're on the clock. Here we go. Tez Johnson, welcome home. Tez Johnson to the Baltimore Ravens. We get rid of another pick. We're going to be on the clock in 70 picks. So I'll pull this up again, guys. Looking at the draft needs right now, we've scratched off pretty much everything. We're drafting best player available. We can prioritize. I don't know about prioritize, but we can try to get a backup quarterback. Jalen Milroe's off the board. I just saw Will Howard go off the board. Tyler Show is a guy we can think about. We want the athletic prowess because, again, I talked about Cooper Rush. The reality is he is not stepping in and being a backup to run a read option with Derrick Henry. Like, that's not happening. They need somebody who can step in and do that so the offensive identity they have is not completely lost if, God forbid, Lamar Jackson goes down. So that is what I'm really looking at here. We'll pull this draft back up for you guys. We are on the clock here, 176. Again, this is a compensatory pick. I don't really think we need running back, to be honest with you. We're pretty deep. Denzel Burke is a fascinating one. He's just so bad against man. He's so bad against man. Do we take – I think if we go tackle, we try to take somebody who's a right tackle. So, like, Logan Brown would be a good one. Tyler Show is available for us, though. He is available for us. Ooh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Oh, man. This is tough. Let's keep looking. We'll keep going around. Again, interior defensive line is always good, too. Linebackers always good. Project picks are always good around this spot, too. Like Dante Thornton Jr. is a good one, bigger-bodied receiver, but we literally just took Tez Johnson, so I don't really think we need him. Let's look at the tackles who are available, because that is probably where we should go, right tackle right now. Emory Jones, a full right tackle guy. John Williams, all left tackle. I don't think we need that. Jack Nelson, left tackle. I think we go Logan Brown. Bring in a right tackle, a guy who's decently athletic, who's a better run blocker than a pass blocker, who can learn behind Roger Rosengarten. That's probably where we go. I do think we need help on the left side more than, or the right side more than anything else. So we'll go Logan Brown here. We're going to be on the clock at 196. Again, if Tyler Show is there, maybe we take him. I'm looking right now to see if he goes off the board. Let's see. I'm not seeing it yet. Kyle McCord went. I think we just take Tyler Show here, get our backup quarterback. Let's see the other quarterbacks who are available. Like, I think we just take him, get our backup right now. This is a guy, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts here. I don't know, guys. Tyler Show can do a lot of different things, right? You got the Louisville connection with Lamar Jackson. No-brainer. Let's take him. We're on the clock at 210. Again, right here, we could probably get some receiver depth. We could probably maybe get some DB depth. Project picks, though. Project picks, especially at the linebacker position. We'll see who's available there. I'm fascinated because a guy like Smile Munden is he is an athletic beast, and he can do so many different things. I've compared him to Isaiah Simmons, at least athletically. Like, he can go play in the slot. He can rush the passer. He can play in the box and be that Sam backer. I think, to me, if you take him right now, you get a project piece to learn from Roquan Smith, who can do a lot of different things. He, to me, just is a Raven. Like, he's a Raven. Smile Monday, we take him. And then with our final pick at 243, we're going to see who's available. I mean, you want to take somebody fun here. You want to take somebody who has the type of upside to step in and be a piece in your team, a sub-package piece. I don't know. We'll see who's available. I'm fascinated to see who's available. Will Shepard. Montrell Johnson's very fascinating. Okay. Kyron Lacey, I'm not going to do it in 2 mocks. Dan Jackson, Raheem Sanders. What if we took the biggest bodied running back in this draft? We're not trading right now. I want to see running backs. Donovan Edwards is not a bad one, right? 6'1", 212. Yeah. Let's not. I honestly think we go more defensive here. I think we go DB help. Malachi Moore is a good one, a guy who's very good in coverage, can't help in the run for anything, though. A guy who's been very, very versatile. Let's do it. Let's take Malachi Moore and walk out of this draft with a very, very, very confident in what we can have on our team. So looking at the recap of this draft, let's see our grade here. A B, a top 41% of the Ravens draft. So first round, right, we trade back 8 picks while also getting, this is very important, guys. We got the Titans' second round pick next year. So next year, when we're in a spot to try to build back up our Super Bowl caliber, Super Bowl window team, maybe we need to unseat Derrick Henry if he's getting a little bit older. 30-ish, top 10-ish pick probably in the second round will be a pretty good spot to draft a running back. So we trade down. We still get the guy we wanted at 27. We get Jared Ivey on the outside, Tate Ratledge to play guard if needed. We trade up. We mortgage a couple picks that we had to get Tez Johnson. This is a guy who's going to step in and be the other slot guy, the other by eyes with motion guy. So much speed, so much quickness. Logan Brown to step in and be some depth on the right side. Tyler Show to potentially be a backup to Lamar Jackson. Smile Munden, more the defensive project. I think Malachi Moore is more buttoned up, can step in and play more. But Smile Munden, the defensive project. I love our draft. I think if the Ravens did this, they would be walking into next season with a significantly better depth, a significantly better floor to this team. If you guys enjoyed it, please do leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe for the next mock draft, which will be the Los Angeles Rams. That will be Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, depending on when you're seeing this. Could be tomorrow, could be today. But I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you soon. God bless.